There have been many great goals in the life of Tottenham Hotspur, punctuated by great victories and sealed with class, skill and style. It's testament to the club that many of their greatest goals have come in some of the most important matches: FA Cup finals, League Cup finals and European competition. Sit back and enjoy genius from Villa, Gaza, Hoddle, Lineker, Greaves and many more as we count down from 125 to the goal you voted the greatest ever for Spurs. We start off with Robbie Keane, one of the most gifted Spurs players of the last decade, with not only quick feet, but a quick mind as well.
Andy Marriott will get to that. Looking for a big start to his career, Birmingham City. Oh, what a mistake there by Marriott. This is Keane. Quick thinking from Robbie Keane. But what a clanger from Marriott in the Birmingham goal. Look at this. Didn't even look. Keane couldn't miss.
There's nothing quite like beating a local rival on their own turf. This goal helped to ensure a dramatic win and the bragging rights for yet another season.
Two in the middle, one of them is Lennon. And it's a goal, and a superb goal as well by Tainio. It looked on for Lennon to hit the shot himself. He laid it off, and that proved to be the right decision, and Tottenham are level.
Lennon knows exactly what he's doing. It's a lovely hit. Flick back into Tanio's path, and just like Noble, midfield player on the edge of the box, drills it past Green.
The year ended in a 1 and the season inevitably ended in a trophy, thanks part to this flowing move and finish from Paul Stewart. It had been over 60 years since Spurs had last beaten Stockport. Coincidentally, it had been over 60 years since they'd last played them. This goal secured an emphatic win.
Davies here now from that Ferdinand header, and Simon Davies scores, and Tottenham are 2 goals for the good and may well be clinching a place in the 6th round very early here. Ferdinand got up above Shane Nicholson. There was Davies, and impishly he whipped it across Jones in the Stockport goal, and Tottenham Hotspur lead by 2 goals to 0. And Simon Davies is right on the mark here. Brilliantly executed.
Naeem was known for his silky skills and the ability to create from nothing. This goal, part of a hat-trick, shows that it extended to striking the ball as well.
Spurs on top here, Naeem! That's a brilliant finish. Out of nothing. Kept it low. And Spurs pressing home their dominance.
The first of 4 for Jurgen Klinsmann in this countdown. This one helped Tottenham march on to the semi-finals of the FA Cup.
Klinsmann in space here, chance for Jurgen Klinsmann. Spurs could be heading towards the semi-finals. That's a big goal. Liverpool just let him run. Lovely flick by Sheringham. And Jurgen Klinsmann wants in that position. Back of the net.
This result came close to securing Champions League football, a great example of Aaron Lennon's ability and great interplay between the midfield.
Carrick. Oh, trying to replicate what he did at Highbury last weekend. Chance and a goal. Brilliantly done by Tottenham. Lennon has made the breakthrough.
Lennon gets the ball first and plays it into Carrick. And again, this is about Carrick's belief, and he drives, and he's got the poise and the composure just to look up and find Lennon. And this is where he's brilliant, this kid. He can find a yard of space. He's got lovely, quick feet. And then he's got the ability just to feed it past the Ascot line. And what an important goal that could be.
One of Gazza's 2 goals against Portsmouth in the 5th round of the FA Cup. That year it was a competition that was all about the mercurial Geordie.
Plenty of options are out. Now Paul Allen supplying the width for Spurs again. And Gascoigne arrives late to score. He started the move and finishes it in some style. New problems with some Portsmouth fans spilling onto the pitch. Gascoigne with a bullet header past Alan Knight. 70 yards he ran to get on the end of that cross.
First appearance in this list from this sensational player. His tough tackling and eye for goal kept Tottenham in this final, going on in the replay to claim victory.
Now it'll come for Spurs again through Graham Roberts. Spurs are coming forward again. Hollow! So Hollow has got the vital goal, squeezing it. In fact, there was a deflection, I think, off Tony Curry.
More victorious images from Spurs history. Bobby Smith's turn and shot, one of 3 goals that sunk Burnley and claimed the FA Cup once again for Spurs.
Oh, one each, and this final will now be even greater than ever, I should think. White. Into Smith, he's got a wonderful chance, he scores! Once again, the architect, that supreme player, Johnny White. Well, Smith the scorer, but White was the great architect of that goal. There's the scorer, Smith, waiting to shake the hand of Johnny White.
Great one-touch football in such a tight space, reminiscent of training ground skills, leads to another Gaza goal from his 1991 FA Cup triumph.
Goes here to Gascoigne.
Victory over Arsenal, there is nothing sweeter. Up next is the first of 3 excellent goals against them back in 1964. Tottenham finished 6th that season, Arsenal 13th. Barmby surprises everyone here, the smallest man on the pitch, heading this bullet past the outstretched goalkeeper.
Now Anderton. Good cross by Anderton. Barmby! Smallest man on the pitch. Scores with a header from 15 yards. And didn't he take it well? Anderton's cross, pulled back to perfection. And that is such a clever goal from Nicky Barmby.
Alfie Conn manages to find the gap between a cluster of players to contribute to this memorable victory against Chelsea.
From a corner, Spurs made it 2-0. And this time, Conn got the goal that might have saved the Spurs from relegation.
With a little help from the goalkeeper, Jamie Redknapp controls beautifully and hits a measured shot into the bottom corner to secure an early season win for Spurs.
Ankelman on his toes here in the Villa goal. Called into action there. This is Jamie Redknapp. He'll fancy this. Redknapp! Wonderful! Wonderful goal from Jamie Redknapp. Ankelman left-grounded. Terrific skill. Well, he had no chance, Ankelman. Needs some treatment, but what a finish from Redknapp.
Back in 1963, the 2 best teams in British football met in the first round of the Cup Winners' Cup. It was a match that would determine which team was the greatest. A display of epic proportions from Spurs gave an emphatic answer.
Edwin to Mackay to Allen. Oh, a beautiful goal. Well, it's no wonder the Spurs players are smiling, because they really are producing superb football. That was a beautifully fashioned goal and put them 4-1 in front.
The first 3 goals in this list from Dimitar Berbatov, all from the 2006-07 season, and showing how he became such an instant hit with the fans.
I mean, when this ball comes in, is there a threat? Not at all, but what a volley. It's an absolutely wonderful strike from easily the best player in this football pitch.
Ardiles and Hoddle combined to supply Garth Crooks to finish and put Spurs through to yet another cup final triumph.
Ardiles. Hoddle in the centre-forward position here. The others are to his left at the moment, apart from Perryman. Here comes Crooks. There's Crooks! It's there! Garth Crooks for Spurs. Hesitation in the defence. And here's Glenn Hoddle, who made the goal, playing it through, very hesitated, miskicked, Crooks headed, and the ball went in. There was an appeal for offside against Archibald, but he wasn't really interfering.
A rare goal here from local boy done good, Ledley King. This is one of his 11 goals for the club to date. Scoring is a rare treat for him, but against Arsenal, it's worth so much more.
Carrick's kick. King! And he is the king of North London! For the moment at least!
Well, Arsenal have paid for giving away that free kick. It's a lovely flighted ball from Carrick. Attacked by King. Unstoppable, the header.
A goal from the first 15 hat-tricks scored by Jimmy Greaves for the club. He was quite simply the most prolific and deadly striker in the Spurs history books. The next goal defines last gasp effort as Jermaine Genius denies Arsenal a much-needed victory and helps ensure back-to-back European campaigns for Spurs.
It's in the referee's gift now to blow the whistle. Malbronk. Genius! What a fabulous goal! 94 minutes, 9 seconds, and Spurs have got a point!
Here's the ball, knocked back to him, he's well done, he goes for the ball beautifully, splendidly placed. It's Fabregas who let him run off him, but the shot deserved a goal.
Boy, does that change his mood, and does it change his as well?
A surging run and expert finish. It's textbook Gazza once again. This game was quickly followed by Gazza-inspired victories against Arsenal and Manchester United, and a top-3 finish in the league.
Gascoigne's on his bike here. Oh, he's leaving Charlton defenders in his way. That's brilliant from Gascoigne. Typical Gazza.
One of the more incredible stories in recent memory was Ronnie Rosenthal's substitute performance against Southampton back in '95. Here's one of the 3 goals he scored in that match.
Here's Rosenthal, the goal scorer. Oh, he scored again! Another goal from nothing by Ronnie Rosenthal, and 2 strikes in the space of 2 minutes have put Tottenham back on level terms. And he must surely have caught Grobbelaar by surprise. He just drifted in and thought, well, he'll chance his arm from 30 yards. And now the Tottenham fans have found their voices.
Paul Gascoigne proves here that he doesn't need football boots to play as he scores his first goal for the club.
Spurs looking for another touch of inspiration, perhaps, from Waddle here. And a good ball, and it's Gascoigne! Still Gascoigne, yes! Gascoigne scores his first ever goal for Tottenham, and that was without a boot. Unbelievable moment. Waddle, beautiful play here. He saw the run from Gascoigne. That was where he lost his boot. What will he be able to achieve when he's got one on, I wonder? The stocking feet of Paul Gascoigne bring Spurs back into it.
Remember the 5th of November, Spurs dominate Chelsea. Lennon scores a great goal. Sit back and enjoy.
Tough character, the Dutchman. You don't get around him easily, but he has, with a great bit of skill. And Lennon with a chance. Will this finally be Tottenham's day? 16 young years they've waited to beat Chelsea. Is the wait over? I wonder.
Brilliant finish from little Aaron Lennon, who hasn't seen an awful lot of the ball, but he had the presence of mind and the composure to tuck that one past Hilario and put Tottenham in front.
25 down, the top 100 begins, and the first appearance from goal machine Lineker, this time proving that shots from outside of the area are within his remit as well.
There's Lineker out wide, looking to create some space. Still Gary Lineker! Well, you don't normally see goals like that from him. That was brilliant from Lineker.
Never has a European final been quite as dominated as it was back in 1963. Arguably, the greatest Spurs team destroyed the best in Europe to claim one of the greatest club prizes, and they did it in style.
Markey moving up, giving it back to Greaves. That's a nasty looking centre. And Dyson, first mistake of the goalkeeper. And goal number 2, scored by White. And one of the Atletico players, I don't quite know who that is. I don't know whether he's hurt or crying his eyes out. The 34 minutes gone. And White has made it 2-0.
Gus Poyet shows the class he obviously possessed as he finishes off this devastating counter-attack to demolish Tranmere back in 2002.
Here's Poyet, Sheringham ahead of him, who moves it on to Ziga. Poyet! Oh, that was wonderfully done by Tottenham to go into a 2-0 lead. Some crisp passing football, and then tucked away with real authority.
It's not a name that trips off the tongue of every Spurs fan, but the goal is memorable and marked an incredible comeback against Leicester back in 2003.
Tottenham still turning the screw here. It's Mabazela! Fantastic finish. That's a rocket.
Not just a goal poacher, lethal in front of goal. Jimmy Greaves also possessed a great footballing brain, and his quick thinking led to victory over Liverpool back in '68.
To me, it would always seem easier to have left the ball there, because how does he know Greaves has now put the ball on the right mark? Gilzine has gone behind the wall to try and cause a distraction. Greaves, he scored. Now that, I would say, was gamesmanship.
A great finish from Jerry Armstrong here, made possible by the genius of Spurs' Argentinian connection. Both Ardiles and Villa show their class to orchestrate this Derby Day goal.
Chelsea, who have a home defeat against Everton and a victory at Wolverhampton so far to their credit this season. Villa now for Tottenham to Ardiles. All played on beautifully by Ardiles for Villa. Now, can he turn and do something about it? Armstrong with a shot! And again the Argentinians have made it. And Jerry Armstrong will finish it off on the stroke of half-time. What a lovely ball played there by Ardiles. And how well it was played back also for Jerry Armstrong. And Armstrong hammered that into the roof of the net.
Given time and space here, Jermaine shows what he can do with a goal full of power and accuracy, which would give even the best keeper in the world no chance at all.
Tainio now. Defoe. Still it's Defoe! What a terrific goal from Jermaine Defoe! It's taken him just over 3 minutes in this second half to show Sven-Göran Eriksson and White Hart Lane that he is firmly back in business.
What a strike. There's a long way out here, but he really thumps us. What a strike. Swartz had no chance. Tremendous power in this shot.
Scoring 159 goals, Cliff Jones is fourth in the all-time list of Spurs goal scorers. His partnership with Greaves when he arrived was stuff of dreams, and this goal from the 1960-61 championship season was a bonfire night cracker.
And blanched by that lovely swinging pass to Dyson, and three Fulham defenders move across there, and Jones gets his head to a great goal.
And tricky winger Andy Sinton collects the ball. The space in front of him is vast, and the finish is as brilliant as the defending is poor.
Here's Andy Sinton. He's got Duncan Jupp with it. Sinton with a great finish. Neil Sullivan can only help it into the net. Andy Sinton with a great goal at the end of a fast-flowing move from Spurs. Pretty inauspicious defending, but a great goal from Andy Sinton.
In what is quite rightly regarded as the greatest FA Cup final tie of all time, this goal, and more specifically the vision from Hoddle, is forgotten for reasons to come later in the list. It is, however, a great goal and fitting for such a great cup tie.
Villa. Hoddle. Little chip in there. Can Archibald get in there? Brooks! 2-2. And Garth Brooks gets his 22nd goal of the season. Hoddle with the little chip in there. Suddenly look at the white shirts. Archibald was in there, and it was the stabbing foot of Garth Brooks that finally gets it into the back of the net.
Gary Lineker shows off his predatory instinct, an eye for goal that bagged him 80 goals in only 138 games, and the admiration of a nation.
Gascoigne. Lineker. Now what can the England captain do here? He can score. Gascoigne the provider, Lineker the finisher. 2-0 to Tottenham, 20 minutes played. And that's the sort of finish we have come to expect from Gary Lineker.
Paul Walsh shows that it's possible to score when nothing is on and you've got no space to shoot. This is one of his 2 goals from this game.
Walsh looks to chip Southall. A brilliant goal. Coming in the 69th minute. And Paul Walsh beats a high-class goalkeeper with a wonderful shot.
Maurizio wasn't a player renowned for cutting inside and hammering the ball in the top of the goal. This therefore came as a bit of a shock back in 2003.
Well, that's a goal that Glenn Hoddle would have been proud of. The Argentine getting his 2nd goal in the Premiership.
This goal from Chris Jones is good enough to win any encounter, and the victory against Villa gave Spurs a lifeline with 2 games to go in their fateful season of 76-77.
Here's Hoddle, here's Jones.
Oh yes! Oh, what about that? What about that? And look what it means. Just listen to what it means. It means that they've struggled off their knees to be back on their feet again. Back in the lead with a goal by Chris Jones. A superb pirouette and a real crunch to the far corner.
This sublime flowing move is built and finished by the book of Robbie Keane, this one less cheeky than the first.
Tottenham just playing their way out of trouble. It's a good ball from Keane. And Keane's continued his run here. That's Robbie Keane. That's a terrific goal from Tottenham. There's the celebration from Keane. Just pulled into the space, but a great move. And they've become used to that celebration here.
Clive Allen scored an incredible 84 goals from only 124 starts for Spurs. This finish, only 2 minutes into the 1987 Cup final, was one of his best.
Hoddle will float the free kick in. Allen's making a move, and Goff was in there too. Clive Allen looking for something on the turn, and Coventry getting it away, but not very far. It's Waddle again. Good early pressure here from Tottenham. He's turned down. He's got the cross in. Clive Allen! An early strike for Tottenham. And Clive Allen takes the score to 49. A lovely cross by Waddle. Curling in all the time. A glancing header, no chance for Ibrizovic. A tremendous strike for Tottenham.
Aaron Lennon shows shades of Glenn Hoddle as he sets up Robbie Keane for this vital goal against Braga in 2007.
There's Lennon.
See coming inside once again, although it's worked for him.
Now Keane. What a finish from Robbie Keane! Brilliantly taken goal. After superb work by Aaron Lennon, Tottenham have made the breakthrough. It's the first time that Braga have conceded at home in Europe this season. And it's a splendid goal as well by Robbie Keane.
You can see him coming in the middle. Bit of a lucky break, but a fantastic scoop ball into Robbie Keane. Chest control, bodied into the, well, not quite the top corner, but fantastic technique.
A fantastic team move is converted by Martin Chivers, throwing himself at the ball in this demolition of Nottingham Forest in 1971.
Perriman. Peters and Neighbour. Peters has gone on the outside again. Beautifully played for him, and he is completely free. Chivers! Oh, a magnificent goal! Superbly created and brilliantly finished by Peters and Chivers between them. A really magnificent Tottenham goal. The beautiful little cross, first by Neighbour, taken first time by Peters, and inimitably Chivers there to provide the killer header.
Only the second free kick to make the list so far, not the result that Spurs fans were looking for, but this strike did soften the blow.
Every single Barnsley outfield player is back in front of Dave Watson! And Davy Ginola came from the other side that everyone was expecting and has bent it round the wall into the corner brilliantly. Great strike from Ginola. And Spurs are back in the game.
If you could guarantee to win a cup final in injury time, it would be great. The feeling is fantastic, and the celebration of these Spurs players in the 1999 League Cup final is testament to that.
He's got the pace to get in ahead of Walsh and keep going. And would you believe it? In stoppage time, Nielsen has scored and maybe secured the Worthington Cup for Tottenham Hotspur.
What a time to produce your most important moment of the match. It's a lovely surging run, really drives it. Steve Walsh really goes at him. There's no real support, it's going to cross the goal. And there's Alan Nielsen. We talk about his drive into the box, and so late in the game, even with 10 men, Nielsen's desire to get in there.
A training ground 1-2 is converted with composure and skill by Tony Galvin in this third round replay with QPR, helping to secure a run to the FA Cup trophy back in 1981.
There's Galvin. Crooks here for support. The give and go from Tony Galvin. Oh, it's dropped in. Fantastic goal from Spurs and Tony Galvin. The 1-2 here with Crooks. And it's a cheeky finish.
A windswept Ralph Coates finds the bottom corner to secure the League Cup back in '73, a finish almost as good as his haircut.
And again, Mike England's going forward. Again, a lower one. Chivers with a back heel. Now Mike England hoping to get in. Coates hoping to blast it in. And Coates has done it. Ralph Coates. A substitutes. With 18 minutes left, the substitute scores a cracking goal.
There's nothing to say about this goal except classic Gaza.
He's got players right and left. Gascoigne doesn't need them. Can he finish it now? He can! A fantastic goal by Paul Gascoigne. And Chris Waddle gives it the stamp of approval.
From an impossible angle, Chris Waddle scores a great individual goal back in 1987 when Wimbledon was still Wimbledon.
Waddle, and Tottenham are on the move again. Still Waddle.
It's in! Tottenham are surely going through now.
Stefan Dalmat had a short flirtation with the Spurs first team and in that time produced this absolute belter to secure an emphatic win against Wolves back in 2003.
Wolves all over the place here. It's a charging one from Dalmat. It's a wonderful finish from Stefan Dalmat. Wolves just didn't have an answer. And Dalmat smashing the ball home. Left everyone in his wake.
Another cracker from the Frenchman. If you watch closely, you can see when he decides to change his mind and go for goal.
And Ginola sizing up the options. It is still David Ginola, and Ginola will score. That is an excellent strike from the Frenchman. He didn't really seem to be going anywhere. It was as though he was making up his mind, but when he did, how emphatically he did it. Excellent strike from David Ginola here. Well, that's one for the record books. Struck with his right foot, and how superbly struck it was by Ginola.
Back in 1983, Spurs hammered Arsenal 5-0. It was an historic day for all those associated with the club. Mark Falco especially, who hit 2. This one was his second.
Plenty of bodies to aim for here. Oh, and it's Falco who's come surging through. Well, Arsenal switched off. Falco's second, and Spurs running riot.
Berbatov shows here why he's regarded as one of the best players in the world today with his perfect control and shot against Braga.
Applause from the Paxton Road crowd. Martin Yole and Chris Hughton celebrate. It really was an exquisite volley. The crowd, to a man, come to their feet.
Gaza scores an absolute masterpiece free kick against Derby, and one of the best keepers in the world is left to just shrug his shoulders in bewilderment.
Surely only one person to strike this. Shilton making sure his wall is set up. Oh, that's brilliant from Gascoigne. Shilton didn't get a sniff.
Goal 70 is this great run and shot from Jermaine Defoe, a great piece of individual brilliance, leaving 2 defenders for dead and an England manager with a selection headache.
Defoe. Lovely skill by Jermaine Defoe, and it opens up for him! It's a brilliant goal from Jermaine Defoe! His third in 4 games this season, a wonderful strike. Just when the game needed a little bit of inspiration, Jermaine Defoe provides it.
Over 2 legs of this League Cup semi-final, there was only 1 goal. Fans had to wait to see it, but it was well worth the wait.
Problems. Here he is again, holding the ball up. Everson. Oh, it's a good try. Oh, it's in. Stefan Everson. A goal out of absolutely nothing. And the young Norwegian milks the applause. And a goal that certainly deserves it. And given the tightness of these games between Spurs, completely out of nothing. And he took it beautifully. What a lob.
Spurs' 3rd highest goal scorer of all time is Martin Chivers, 174 in all competitions, and none much better than this against Stoke in 1970. Some great pressure football from Spurs here as they mount a comeback against the arch-rivals, starting with this rocket from Jamie Redknapp.
He's held the line well, Defoe. Canute will be across the centre, so will Keane. Jermaine Defoe nicks it back for Michael Brown, then it's square. Redknapp will thump in the shot. Redknapp will score for Spurs. And that's exactly what they've been wanting here. That's exactly what they've been waiting so long for. And Jamie Redknapp's first this season breathes life into Tottenham's challenge. Cracking finish from the former Liverpool man.
Dean Marney was never really able to break fully into the first team. He does, however, leave an impression on our countdown with this wonder goal from all of 30 yards.
This is a young man who certainly has this afternoon. Marney scoring one, setting up one. Oh, what a goal! Dean Marney has arrived in the Premiership. Spurs are 5-1 up, and they have a new start for the new year.
What an afternoon that young man's having. He has, as I said, he's not looked phased, he's not looked worried about the occasion, he's gone out there. Great little turn, it opens up for him, defending's poor, no one goes to the ball, but he just bends this beautifully with his right foot, right into the corner, goalkeeper's got no chance.
Tom Huddleston shows what he's capable of, a shot that couldn't have been struck sweeter.
Now Berbatov, Spurs looking to break again. Berbatov will use Ghali. And now Huddleston. Oh, that's beautiful! A sensational strike by Tom Huddleston.
He's over it, he's set himself. And Nicky Weaver has no chance with that. I was expecting him to take a touch there. Oh, some touch it was.
The second goal from this Cup Winners' Cup final, and a lovely touching goal from Terry Dyson, is helped by some questionable goalkeeping from the Madrid stopper, who's clearly embarrassed by his contribution.
Mansflower with the throw up to Dyson.
Oh, that's a goal! Oh, what a mistake by the goalkeeper, who's played so well. Just when Atletico were getting into the game, and on top, Dyson gets the softest goal imaginable.
A couple of lovely touches from Hoddle and Lacey set up a great opportunity for Archibald to secure victory against Coventry back in 1981.
Taken care of for the moment by that Coventry City defence, and they're all back in numbers there. Clever little flick from Hoddle, another ball forward from Lacey. Archibald, they let him go. Coventry let Archibald go, and he took full toll. Where was the Coventry back line here? Hoddle, Lacey and Archibald, 2-0 Tottenham.
The fourth goal in this demolition of Aston Villa, scored by Andy Reid with power, precision and help from the crossbar.
Break. Sean Davis, the ex-Fulham man, to Andy Reid. Tries his luck, and there's his first Tottenham goal at last! And that ought to settle it. 4-1 Spurs.
He drives forward, Reid, he's looking for a pass. Decide he doesn't need one. Minimum effort, minimum backlift. What a strike. Created so much power in the shot, it flew past Postman in the goal.
He underachieved at Spurs, but Rebrov at times showed exactly what he could do with the football, illustrated well by this volley against West Ham.
Lampard just on the edge of the penalty area.
Oh, it's in there for Spurs! Rebrov! Goal number 10! What a volley! And the man who cost Spurs £11 million from Dynamo Kiev in June of last year hits an unstoppable ball on the volley, left-footed, past Shaka Hislop.
Some lovely football from the early 80s Spurs team is finished in style by Hoddle and is a catalyst to a famous victory against Chelsea.
Houghton for Tottenham. Archibald, little flick for Hazard. Hoddle moving up on the right. Hoddle shot. Oh! What a goal! A beautiful move by Tottenham, and Glenn Hoddle fires in their second to turn this cup tie on its head. And it was an educated move, which says so much about the Spurs. Little flick there, on by Archibald to Hazard, out to Hoddle, and in that space, he's lethal.
Despite the attentions of the referee, Chris Waddle still manages to dispatch an unstoppable shot against Millwall back in 1988.
Yes. Gascoigne just helps it on to Waddle, the referee getting in the way, but it didn't matter. A magnificent goal by Chris Waddle. Absolutely superb. The referee was actually standing in his way. Waddle pushed the ball through his legs and found the top of the net.
Gus Poyet showing here that he was simply too good for the Derby team back in 2001 with this intelligent chip after a defensive slip.
So we're into added time and Mwene slips. And Tottenham wrap it up through Gus Poyet. It's come a long time after the second goal, when Spurs were on a roll just before half-time. And Mwene maybe deserved better than this. But what a brilliant chip by Gus Poyet for his first Premiership goal for Tottenham Hotspur.
Over halfway through our list, and this goal means we're over halfway through Robbie Keane's contribution to it as well. This goal helping to explain exactly why he appears so frequently.
And it's Roy Keane again. Robbie Keane, I should say. Robbie Keane. And it wasn't that dissimilar to the first one. Mido with the service. And Keane with the strike. And just look what it means.
This extraordinary game contributes two of Spurs' greatest ever goals. This is the first in the list. Steve Archibald lets fly from distance.
Here's Archibald lining up a shot. What a way to mark your comeback. Steve Archibald will think he's proved the point, and the Tottenham fans will agree with him. I wonder what Keith Birkinshaw will make of it. Well, he'll be delighted, obviously, because it could be the winner. But what a fine shot that was into the corner of the net.
Another from the Jimmy Greaves archive. This one shot from distance in the Cup semi-final to secure passage to Wembley and a tie with local rivals Chelsea.
In the semi-final against Nottingham Forest, the range was longer than usual, but the result was the same.
Back in 1991, to celebrate the Spurs career of Cyril Knowles, the Spurs FA Cup team of 81 took on the Spurs Cup team of 91. This cracker from Gibson sealed a memorable and unique day.
Buzz of excitement every time Glenn Hoddle gets anywhere near the ball. And what about that for a great goal? Gibson. So number 12, Terry Gibson, equalises the score, and I doubt whether we'll see a better shot than that at White Hart Lane all season.
A wonderful box-to-box move is converted with trademark ease by Greaves to give Spurs the lead in the Cup Winners' Cup final back in 1963.
And extra time, and the teams are level at the end of 90 minutes. Smith, and away streaks Jones. He's got Dyson in the middle. Greaves cutting it from the right wing, and Greaves scored!
Jermaine Ginnis's pinpoint accurate free kick is our number 51, a cracking strike that held Manchester United to a 1-1 draw on their own turf.
Jermaine Ginnis standing over it. It's Ginnis, and it's a fantastic strike! Jermaine Ginnis, and Tottenham have equalised at Old Trafford. Look at Van der Sar. He's motionless. It's brilliant technique. You can't fault the keeper. It's unstoppable. Gets it over the wall, just underneath the crossbar, a foot inside the post.
The top 50 begins with his acrobatic effort from Alan Brazil, a great goal from his short spell at the club.
Here's Hoddle, and now Dick. And Hoddle, O'Reilly's forward again with a header. Brazil's in there. Oh, that's a fine goal, Alan Brazil. After 54 minutes, a superb individual effort from the player back tonight in his familiar position after so long out of it. And he equalises here for Tottenham. Glenn Hoddle chipping the ball up. Gary O'Reilly, a useful header on. But watch Brazil. Left foot acrobatics in the corner.
He never scores easy goals, and this is another special one from the French magician on the club's way to another cup triumph.
Made space for the shot. Oh! That's the match winner. Hit with all the style that you would expect of David Ginola. 5 minutes remaining. Tottenham Hotspur on their way to the semi-finals. Thanks to the genius of David Ginola, who adds a typically extravagant finish to a terrific night for Tottenham Hotspur. His first goal in 17 matches this season.
Another great free kick, this one from Cyril Knowles, helping Spurs to victory over Manchester United. The sort of strike from Knowles that inspired the song Nice One Cyril.
One Spurs player on the edge of the wall is Pratt, and it could well be a little touch is going to give Chivers the chance of a shot. Knowles, in fact, beauty! Oh, beauty!
On his day, as good as any player to pull on a Spurs shirt, and this goal shows that it was one of those days. Gaza, 1991 FA Cup goal.
Left it for Gascoigne here. Gascoigne will continue his run. It is still Gascoigne. Paul Gascoigne. He knew exactly where he was going right from the moment he first touched the ball. And even some of the Oxford fans are enjoying that one, I think. Venables certainly enjoyed it. Touches of magic and class here from Paul Gascoigne. Taking the return from Walsh, sliding beyond Foster, into the net it goes, and that's a quite magnificent goal for one of England's premium young midfield players. Absolutely brilliant execution from Gascoigne.
Debate is still out on the scorer of this goal. John White is credited with the goal, but the credit has to go to Greaves for the impossible to defend corner.
Neither defence seems to be right on top of the job. The forwards, both teams seem to be able to create panic when they attack. And that one's in the net. It looks as if Greaves got it from the corner, direct from the corner, was it? A really shock goal for Spurs after 23 minutes.
As Glenn Hoddle stands over this free kick, you feel as if the ball is in the back of the net. A cup quarter-final free kick of epic proportions.
You can see Hoddle fancies this. Oh, and doesn't he fancy it? That's fantastic from Hoddle.
The hat-trick goal from Ronnie Rosenthal's remarkable scoring feat against Southampton back in 1995 is our number 44. Yes, Ronnie, the ball is yours.
Rosenthal, he's on a hat-trick here. Ronnie Rosenthal finds the gap. Hat-trick. Well, Jerry Francis can barely believe it. Only one thing in the mind of Rosenthal here, to beat his former Liverpool teammate Grobbelaar. Simply flew in. Well, maybe could have got a little bit closer to it. But that's a fantastic hit to round off your hat-trick.
Screamer from Glenn Hoddle here after some great build-up play. Not enough, though, to earn points against Liverpool.
Nobody likes to meet Liverpool without their full team. But Houghton's making progress here to Villa. Hoddle. And Hoddle strikes one. Oh, a beautiful goal! Glenn Hoddle puts Spurs in front after 27 minutes. Grobbelaar beaten from way out, as he was indeed by Perryman in the first meeting between these two sides only 12 days ago. Hoddle picked the ball up, struck it from distance, and it flew past the keeper.
Perfect free kick from Teddy Sheringham. No one was at fault here. It was simply too good for everyone.
Left for Teddy Sheringham. Typical Teddy. Only one place he could put this, and he found it.
266 goals in 379 games, and it's unlikely that Jimmy had to run with the ball further than he did for this goal.
Robbed by Perriman, and Greaves has got the whole field. He's got the whole field to himself. He'll have to beat the defender. He's got the goalkeeper now. And after a goal like that, you can say that Jimmy Greaves is back.
The top 40 starts with Jurgen and his first goal for the club. A great team goal and fully complete with every Spurs fan's favourite celebration.
Spurs probing again. Debut! That's emphatic from Klinsmann.
Glenn Hoddle completes a goal which epitomises the Spurs way of playing football. A true team goal, a goal worthy of winning any game.
Now Perriman. Here's Houghton. Yoreth. Hoddle letting it run there, taking it back from Armstrong. A beautiful move! Oh, a magnificent goal! Hoddle! Well, for sheer teamwork and expertise and a little bit of artistry thrown in for good measure. That goal's going to take a bit of beating. The dummy there, the flick there by Armstrong, and Hoddle whacking it low past the diving wheelers.
Steve Perriman's rocket from the edge of the area sinks Arsenal back in 1974.
The goal would do wonders for this game now. As Knowles takes another corner for Tottenham, it's a deeper one this time towards Mike England. Perriman in there! And what a good goal it is! Stevie Perriman! A brilliant goal for Tottenham! Perriman's done it! A corner there by Knowles. Got it down, I think it was Martin Peters who probably got his header to it. Or England. And Perriman with a tremendous blockbuster. 1-0 to Tottenham.
Gary Mabbott, one of the club's longest-serving players, wasn't renowned for getting on the score sheet, but he struck this with the confidence of a born goalscorer.
Spurs asking questions again. Drops to Mabbott on the volley. Well, he doesn't score off it, but that's a peach.
Spurs' famous Argentinian duo combine here as Ardile strikes the only goal of the game to sink United in an FA Cup replay.
Gordon McQueen. Now Ricky Villa. Ardiles has shown for him. Here is Ardiles. It's there. Well, the defenders just stood off him then. And the Argentine combination has come up with a goal for Spurs. Ricky Villa, the provider. And well, a really fine finish from Ardiles, but there was so much room for him here. Beautifully guided in from Ardiles.
A stunning team goal up next with all the hallmarks of a great Spurs goal, a pinpoint 1-2 and an easy finish for number 35, Steve Perriman.
England. Gilzee. Oh, good flick. Pearce. Mullery. Peters, good football by Tottenham. They're being given time, they're taking it. Oh, Perriman. It's Pearce. Perriman! Brilliant!
Superb skills from Gilzeen and a nonchalant finish from Robertson humbled Manchester United back in 1965.
Gilzeen, an expert at screening the ball from the centre. Lovely football. Robertson. 5.
He didn't score many, which was a shame because when he did, Stephen Carr scored some special goals. This one as classy as it gets.
Carr. There's a bit of space opening up in front of him. Carr. Oh, he's going for goal. He's gone for goal and he's got it.
As we slowly move from great goals into unbelievable goals, we see one of Ricky Villa's goals from the 1981 FA Cup campaign, this one sinking Wolves in the semi-finals.
Here's Villa.
Villa shot. Oh! 3-0, and Ricky Villa produces another marvellous moment for Spurs. Absolutely vintage stuff. Garth Brooks was again involved, laid the ball on to Villa, tempted the defender, went inside a second man, hit it with his left foot, and it screamed past Bradshaw.
Glenn Hoddle's playing career at Spurs has been littered with great moments. His full debut for the club gave fans a glimpse of what was to come and made him an instant favourite.
Smith up, and that was Pratt trying it. Duncan there, and in for Spurs. Needs a lob from Hoddle. He did tremendously well, Glenn Hoddle. 2-1 Spurs. 36 minutes gone. Glenn Hoddle in his first regular match for the side gets the applause of his colleagues, and Shilton's shake of the head in anger as he puts Spurs 2-1 up, his first ever goal for the first team. Glenn Hoddle, 17 years old, someday for him.
The top 30 begins with this bizarre effort from Paul Robinson, incredibly the first of 2 goalkeepers to make the top 30 and Paul's second goal of his career.
Watford will have to come from behind. They haven't won White Hart Lane for 12 years.
Well, that's going to go all the way in. That is absolutely extraordinary.
We said he's England #1. And now he's a #1 goal scorer. Quite unbelievable. Terrible mix-up. He's always got a great strike, great technique. Shittu's got time to header it. They let it bounce. One bounce and in.
Paul Robinson on the score sheet for Tottenham Hotspur.
Bobby Smith scored 174 goals for Spurs, second only behind Jimmy Greaves. His match-winning goal at the 1961 FA Cup final is probably the best and most important, securing the historic double.
It's Allen. Dyson back there calling for it. Smith, he took that magnificently. A great goal, a beautiful goal. Bobby Smith has put Spurs into the lead.
An incredible game took place in September 2001. The crushing disappointment for Spurs fans is eased by this goal, showing that the Manchester United team are fallible, a special goal which unfortunately only counted for 1.
Anderton, Sheringham, cushioning it for Freund. Oh, Tottenham supporters are loving this. They like their side to play with style and sophistication against any opponents, but the embarrassment of Manchester United, as it has been at times in this first half, well, it's a dream time for the Spurs fans. Some olays as Freund tries to use the full perimeter of the pitch, and Manchester United have another defensive post-mortem to hold. Extraordinary events at White Hart Lane. Poyet able to drive in the cross, and where was Ziegler's markers? Nowhere to be seen. And he made absolutely sure, Christian Ziegler. It's his 4th goal already in Tottenham's colours. But more importantly, it's the 3rd goal in this match. All for Spurs, all for Glenn Hoddle.
Trademark Robbie Keane slips in at 27. He's close to 100 goals for the club, and if his instinct for goal is as sharp as this, then he could begin to challenge some of the great goal scorers from Spurs history soon.
More pressure for Brighton to withstand here. Can Keane turn his man? Oh yes, he can! Another wonder goal from Robbie Keane. What a turn and what a finish.
Masterclass of a goal from Freddie Canute in a convincing win against Everton, all of 30 yards out and giving the keeper no chance.
Canute's header. Poyet, Canute. Oh my My goodness me! What a cracker! Unshackled, unleashed, unstoppable. Keller's first-time ball, Canute with the initial flick, it came back off Poyet, and how he hit that. Like a missile into the top corner.
Number 25 is Glenn Hoddle again, this time a great team goal in a season where Glenn scored 22 goals, none better than this one.
Perriman. Villa. Jones. Ricky Villa again. That's a good ball played for Hoddle. And a beautiful goal by Hoddle. Well, it seems whenever the cameras are around, Glenn Hoddle obliges with something spectacular. But I think Hoddle, as the crowd salute another great goal by this fabulous number 10, I think Glenn himself would be the first to agree that it was Villa's beautifully cut back ball that laid it into the path for him. But my word, what coolness and accuracy in the way he took it.
A wonderful run from Dyson put this final to bed in devastating fashion and made a statement to the rest of Europe about the quality of Spurs back in the 60s.
And away they come again. This is Dyson. Smith moving up on the right wing, he's cutting in, he's calling for the ball. But Dyson's got another! He's got another with 3 minutes to go. Well, just let Dyson breathe so he can be there at the presentation. So it's 5-1, a great and glorious victory for Tottenham Hotspur.
When you think of important goals, there are many that come to mind. This goal is one of those, sending the UEFA Cup final to penalties and eventually more European glory for Spurs.
Almost the storybook return there for Ardiles, and he's hit the crossbar. Roberts! He's done it! 1-1! What a sight! And what a sound! And Roberts, the captain, has made it 1-1 for Spurs. After Ardiles had hit the crossbar, Anderlecht breathed again and thought they'd got it away. There are only 6 minutes left. Stumbling through with a beautiful touch at the finish, Graham Roberts has made it 1-1.
A free kick from Christian Ziege is number 22 on the list. The icing on this wonderful kick is that it left a ponytailed seaman floundering in the Arsenal goal.
Someone tries to organise his walk. Here's Ziege! Oh, what a goal! 11 minutes played in the North London derby. Christian Ziege with a stunning free kick.
Darren Anderton will tell you can't hit a football sweeter than this, as he proved simply too good for Leeds back in 1999. A wonderful strike.
Halle conceding the free kick. Taken by Ginola. And here's Darren Anderton. Oh, Anderton! That's fantastic! Even the manager applauds, and Nigel Martin looks bewildered. That is a most extraordinary goal. There was a vicious swerve on it. It was completely unsavable. And Anderton has scored a fantastic goal here for Tottenham.
So we've reached the top 20. We've seen some incredible goals, important goals and bizarre goals. The rest of the list has been voted for by Spurs fans. These are your favourite 20 goals in Spurs history. The second appearance from a goalkeeper in this list, another bizarre goal, this time from Pat Jennings in a Charity Shield memorable moment.
Fantastic effort. And Jennings has scored for Tottenham.
Number 19 is a great Anfield match winner and a perfect example of the sort of telepathic partnership that Jurgen and Teddy had back in 1995.
Liverpool seem to be going nowhere right now. And the ball lost here, so taken up by David Howells, and a lovely ball through to Klinsmann. It's Jurgen Klinsmann, and arriving here now will be Teddy Sheringham. Teddy Sheringham arrived at the precise moment when he was required. Jurgen Klinsmann had rolled it to him. Here it is now as Klinsmann holds them up. Sheringham picks it off beautifully.
98-99 was a special year for David Ginola, and it was littered with special goals. This strike was no exception. He doesn't even break stride as he meets this ball brilliantly, giving the keeper no chance.
Everson keeping that in play, and now here is Tim Sherwood. Ginola. Oh, David Ginola on the volley. And no wonder he's all pumped up. That was a brilliant strike. Good word initially by Everson to keep the ball alive. And then Sherwood's cross was knocked out by the defender. And Ginola, well, he just hit it as it dropped. And that is a fantastic volley. And Tottenham lead by 2-0. And both goals have been absolute sparklers.
Another special goal from Stephen Carr, not only a great strike but also the match winner and one of only 3 times that Spurs have beaten United in the Premiership. Main's corner-seeking missile is your number 16, taken from the extraordinary Premier League clash back in 2004 against Arsenal.
Defoe. Have a little turn from Jermaine Defoe. Can he go all the way? Oh, he can! That is absolutely sensational from Jermaine Defoe. What a reply from Tottenham, and one of the goal of the season contenders without any doubt.
Well, I think sensational is a great description of this goal, Kev. And as it comes into entirely great feet, quick feet, drives in straight through and he strikes it brilliantly well. And Lehmann's got absolutely no chance, can't even get anywhere near it.
Back in 1972, Spurs played a 2-legged UEFA Cup final against fellow English club Wolves. A great away performance, including this strike from Chivers, was enough to secure the European honour.
Chivers again. Gilzean spreading out square. What a shot! Pick that one out. Chivers second tonight, after Spurs had been pushed back into defence, and it takes a player like Chivers to turn a situation from that into that and a Spurs lead.
Acrobatics of the highest order from Klinsmann as he watches the ball all the way into the net back in 1994.
Plenty of players forward for Tottenham if Anderton can get a cross in. It's a deep one. Sheringham. Anything but.
Goal number 13 is an incredible team goal from Spurs' European campaign of 1991, finished clinically by Gary Lineker.
Spurs are clearly going to see plenty of the ball tonight. Lineker, Allen, Samways, Van den Haar, that's neat stuff. Allen on towards Gary Lineker. What a superb goal!
Oh, it won quite like that before. Eric Edman, with his first Premiership goal for Spurs, has silenced Anfield.
Trying to take it short, it lands at Edman. I don't know, we're talking over 35 yards here. We must be hits this left-footed. It is an absolutely sensational strike. Best goal I've seen from distance this season.
Unbelievable from Eric Edman.
Another and probably the best example of the power, pace and skill of Dimitar Berbatov. A superb goal to round off an extraordinary season for the Bulgarian.
Spurs playing the ball well out of defence. Beautiful touch from Berbatov. It's a run with Kalkouri. He's hammering down on goal, and it's Spurs have the lead. A magnificent finish from Berbatov. The fans cannot believe it.
The incredible goals continue as we enter the top 10, starting with this wonderful solo effort from Hoddle as he makes fun of the Oxford defence, especially the goalkeeper.
Here's his cross coming in, but Goff again there. Maybe Spurs now. It's 4 against 3 now for Tottenham, and Hoddle's going through on his own. Oh, it's in, a superb goal by Hoddle. He salutes the crowd, he gets applause from his manager and the bench and from the Tottenham fans as well. A moment of true mastery. Now just look at the way he dummies the keeper. Well, the rest of it you or I could do, but not the first bit.
Another incredible solo effort, this time from Ginola. A memorable goal and a memorable and much-loved player.
There's Ginola. Barnsley must be aware, oh, he's away from 1, away from 2, away from 3. Magic from David Ginola. Genius from the Frenchman. Barnsley just didn't have an answer. There's 1, there's 2, there's 3. There's the goal. Great feat.
Another bizarre goal from our list. Pedro Mendes scoring one of the goals of the season. The rest, as they say, is history.
And now Robbie Keane. Off in hot pursuit, but Roy Carroll's there first. And now he's way off his line. Had that landed at Keane's feet. In fact, he still might be in a modicum of trouble. Oh, what an error! Surely that crossed the line! Well, Roy Carroll looks around in bewilderment. Tottenham appeal. I have to say, from our vantage point, that looked over the line.
Yeah, without a doubt. As far as I'm concerned, that's a goal. Well, what a great effort, I've got to say.
No question at all.
Miles over. How can that not be a goal? That is such an injustice, it's unbelievable.
Well, that is a huge, huge talking point.
Glenn Hoddle, a special player who, as we've discovered in this list, has a knack for scoring extra special goals. This one no exception as he single-handedly defeats Forest back in '79.
Alexic. Larry Lloyd underneath this one, but beaten in the air by Jones. Armstrong's coming in there. Oh, a tremendous goal by Hoddle. 1-0 to Tottenham with a little under 3 minutes gone. Tremendous goal there by Hoddle, and Shilton really had no chance whatsoever. The long ball really, with Lloyd in a bit of trouble under pressure from Jerry Armstrong, and how invitingly that ball fell for Hoddle, and what a shot.
A great dead ball move from Spurs back in 1979. Interestingly, in this season, as well as meeting Manchester United in the opening round of the League Cup, they also played each other in the first game of the FA Cup campaign.
This time Hoddle and Ardiles well forward. Here's Hoddle. There's Ardiles. There's Hoddle! Oh, smashing! Oh, that's a brilliant goal! My heaven, they really got their talent together then. That's a magnificent goal. People all around this ground are standing on their seats. Just look at this. The touchback and hit on the full, and it hit the back stanchion before Bailey saw it. Standing ovation for a really fine goal. One to be long remembered here, I'm sure.
Individual brilliance. There's little else that needs to be said about this goal. Robbie Keane is simply mesmerising.
Brilliant bit of skill by Keane. Brilliant! What a goal! Memorable! Robbie Keane with a wonderful individual goal and the celebration to match.
Look at the ability of Robbie Keane. He knows exactly what he's going to do. First, the touch past one defender, a brilliant cutback from another, and then he has the presence of mind and the composure to finish. That is a touch of genius.
We're reaching our conclusion, and the final 4 come from 4 of the players who have populated the list the most. At number 4 is this effort from Jimmy Greaves and the Spurs team back in '65.
Oh, this is the tantalising sort of stuff now. Greaves changing direction so well. Oh, beautiful football. What a great goal. Fabulous goal. And there's Jimmy Greaves. For my money, the goal of the season so far.
In this countdown, we've seen many wonderful pieces of skill from Glenn Hoddle. This is the greatest of all of them, as he shows why he's regarded as one of England's greatest ever players.
Galvin. Brook. Hoddle with a beautiful piece of skill. What a magnificent goal by Glenn Hoddle. He deserves those celebrations. 11 minutes gone in the second half. And the Glenn Hoddle that we know and admire so much is shown to perfection. Everything about that goal was glorious. The turn, the move into space, and at the end of it all, the chip into the far corner.
The number 2 goal is one of the most iconic moments in Spurs history. A special individual effort from Ricky Villa.
Bennett's making his run now. He's come to Mackenzie. What a good tackle by Graham Roberts. And now Galvin. Spurs have got 2 to his right, and Galvin wants to go on his own. Villa. And still Ricky Villa. What a fantastic run. He scored. Amazing goal by Ricky Villa. Sudden, Spurs are in front again, and look what happened here. The big man from Argentina went round 1, 2, 3. Joe Corrigan came to block, and Villa squeezed it in. Spurs celebrated in great style as we see it again from behind the goal. Just look how many players he twisted and turned past.
So we've reached our number 1 goal. Spurs beat arch-rivals Arsenal in an FA Cup semi-final with help from a sensational free kick from one of the greatest English footballers of all time. Stand up and take a bow, Paul Gascoigne.
The free kick is just left of centre. Gascoigne, whose free kick Stuart met against Blackpool, started the Tottenham scoring, and he scored in every round after that. Made the first and involved in everything since. Mabbutt has gone forward with Stewart to the right, Lineker and Howes to the left. Is Gascoigne going to have a crack? He is, you know. Oh, I say! Brilliant! That is schoolboy's own stuff. Oh, I bet even he can't believe it. Is there anything left from this man to surprise us? That was one of the finest free kicks that this stadium has ever seen. Seaman got his hands, couldn't hold. Spurs have the lead. Paul Gascoigne, the scorer.
And that's it, 125 goals, some of the greatest Spurs moments in living memory, and a chance to relive them all. We hope you've enjoyed it, and here's to the next 125 years and the next 125 goals.